Thyme Engine Products manufactures jet aircraft engines for the commercial aircraft market. This is a worldwide business, although Thyme's production and development are all based in the country of Beeland. Thyme is a listed company, and its stated overall objective is to be a world-class jet engine manufacturer trusted by our customers to deliver excellent products. Its promise to its shareholders is that it will maximize their returns. The strategy is to achieve this. The strategy to achieve this is to use world-class engineering to design engines and high-quality production and customer service in order to drive profitable growth. Then there are recent events given. It says Thyme's share price has recently suffered as a result of the failure of new engine design, which led to a large cash losses and a difficulty in obtaining new financing. There has also been a bribery scandal involving a senior manager and one of its key customers. As a result, a new CEO has been employed and she has begun a major review of systems at Thyme. You are a performance management expert within Thyme, and the CEO has tasked you with aiding her with the following 4 aspects. So there's a performance dashboard given. The first area with the CEO wants to examine is the information given to the board for strategic decision making in both the planning and controlling of the business. The government of Beeland has been encouraging information sharing between businesses and has recently sponsored awards for management accounting. The winner of the engineering sector has produced a sample dashboard template with dummy figures for an annual review, and this is given in appendix 1. So we have taken that also to Excel file. Just a second. Okay. So there is a dashboard prepared with dummy figures. The CEO realized that the winner had a very similar overall objective and strategies to Thyme and wants your report to include an evaluation of why the dashboard was award winning. So we have to comment about the dashboard. She does not want a new dashboard for Thyme at this stage, but there may be some useful specific comments to make about the comments of the dashboard given Thyme's recent problems. Then there is a mention about integrated reporting. The CEO has also recently been reading about integrated reporting, and in the light of this review of the dashboard, the CEO has also asked you to explain broadly the role of the management accountant in providing information for integrated reporting. Then, see, first part of it was about performance management. So how we are asked to comment about already a dashboard that is prepared. Of course, it's a dummy one, but we are asked to comment about the dashboard, whether it is appropriate or not. Then another area is about integrated reporting. Then here, there is I mean, the heading talks about, the side heading talks about target costing and total quality management. So there are another two areas here. As a high quality engineering products lie at the heart of Thyme's competitive advantage. There has been a total quality management approach to the management of all resources and relationships throughout the business. Target costing focuses on cost control. So taking the price from the market, arriving at the target cost. So focus here is to control cost. TQM's focus is on continuous improvement, and that is with an aim to eliminate defective units. That is, zero defective production is what is the aim of TQM. So we also have to address those two areas. Thyme currently has a project under consideration to develop a new simple jet engine which would compete in the crowded market for small corporate jets. In order to compete in this market, it is believed that a target costing approach to this new engine would be beneficial. The CEO wants you to calculate the target cost gap for the new engine using the data in Appendix 2. Next, he wants an assessment of how the use of target costing would fit within the existing TQM approach for this new engine. Then we have another area which is cost of quality. See, costs of quality, there are 4 different types of costs of quality. The aim of incurring these costs is to ensure that the production, the units that are produced, the production is without any defective units. So in an effort to eliminate defective units from being produced, these are the 4 different types of costs that are incurred. So we also have to touch upon one area called as cost of quality. The new engine project has further raised the profile of quality as a board issue at Thyme, and the CEO wants your advice on this issue. So she has gathered data in Appendix 3 for this exercise on the quality cost in the current year. She would like you to use this information to categorize and calculate the costs of quality at Thyme. So she's happy that she has identified that prevention costs are complete, but is worried. So something to talk about, what are the different types of costs, and then she's happy with one type of cost and something else. So what is there in that appendix is what we will look into that and then address that. So the question says, now this is a 50 marks question. This 50 marks question, usually we see this is the pattern. See, whenever it is a 50 marks question, it would start with write a report to somebody in the organization. Usually it would be the CEO. So there is a style in which the answer should begin. Whenever it says write a report, now it has to start with addressing to that concerned person, to the CEO of Thyme. Then we also need to mention about what is that we are addressing in that report. It could be about basically explaining about some method or commenting about, criticizing about something. So that is what is the answer which we would be writing, but the format should be there, because see, 50 marks questions, usually we see this there are 4 marks allotted to the format, style and structure. So 4 marks, usually we see that these marks are allotted. So it is not about the content which we would write, but it is about the way we present it. So whenever it says that write a report to somebody, address it to that, and address this particular report to that particular person, and write about from whom is it being written. So usually it is you who are writing. So what is your role in the case? Identify that, from talk about it, and also talk about what is the subject line for that. The way we write letters, so report also will have a subject line, so that has to be included. Now what should we answer there are four areas which are covered. The first one is about the award winning dashboard. So we have to first look into what is this dashboard. That 15 marks are allotted. What is this dashboard, and anything related to dashboard we have to identify and comment about it. 15 marks. Then next 6 marks is about integrated reporting. So an answer worth 6 marks has to be written. What's the concept of integrated reporting? Since financial reports or statements do not provide in detail information, so there are other reports also prepared which are integrated with the financial report on the financial statements, and they are presented. So what information is included? So the information that is included is present in the way of 6 different types of capitals. As we write, we will look into that. Next question talks about, see, there are 2 areas, which is one is target costing and one is TQM approach. So 12 marks. And then last one, 13 marks is for cost of quality. Since the first question is about award winning dashboard, let's just look at what is this dashboard. I have already pasted in Excel, so we will look into Excel. We'll go to Excel sheet. So because I have already pasted there the dashboard. If needed, we'll zoom it and look into that. This is the dashboard which is provided. For the moment, I'm just expanding this one and then look into this. Appendix 1 has a dashboard given. What do we have? We have financial details. Revenue is there. Revenue given for the years 15, 16, 17. So the variances are calculated in 17. So budget variance, comparison with the budgeted figures. So we have variances given. Then growth from 16 to 17 and the forecast or the budget for 2018. These are given. Under financial parameters, we have revenue, operating profit margin, economic value added, EVA, and then we have total shareholder return. Then other details are provided about, because now the Thyme is into building this aircraft engines, isn't it? So what is the design aspect of it? Class leading products in fuel efficiency. So some rating is given, noise levels rating is given, chemical emission is given, and the variances are also calculated. Similarly, what would it be for the future is also given. Then we have the manufacturing part of it. Percentage of orders, right, first time. So the very first time when they have produced it correctly. So now the questions which are addressed, almost all of them are focusing at quality. TQM focuses at quality. Target costing focuses on cost control. There are costs of quality. So Thyme is basically focusing on the quality aspect of it, and costs of quality, ensuring that it is defect free production and there should be no amount of rework cost. So here their production is without any defect. So the very first time when it is produced, percentage of orders right, so without any defect right first time, see that percentage is also quite high. Variance is also favorable. Then deliveries on time is given. Then market share as percentage of market leader. And then commentary, the revenue growth of the business remains strong above the average growth for the sector of 1.5%. EVA is positive and growing indicating increased shareholder wealth. Healthy and continuous growth in market share reflects an increased number of class leading products and improvements in right on time service to customers. There have been no major new business risk arising during the period, while market volume growth continues as expected. We'll come down if needed. I hope you're able to see the Excel sheet only.
Yes.
So it's a report. To whom is the report to be addressed? The report is to be addressed to the CEO. Who is writing this report from? So the new she would like you to use this information category. What is your role in this particular case? For the moment, I am just writing to, I don't know what's the specific role. Anyway, we will be reading through that one more time. So for the moment, from management account, I don't know what is it, but any other thing, usually it would be management accountant. But if there is any other thing, just let me know. And you are also from the same organization, from management accountant, Thyme. Then we have to address the subject. Subject has to be written. When we look into that, the report should include all these areas. So the first one, we are commenting about the performance given in the award-winning dashboard. Then we are talking about integrated reporting. Then talk about the quality-related issues. Subject will be performance management, because the first one is about performance management, measurement, and quality related issues. Anything in your own words you can write. Now, first bit. Let's start with the first bit. Just give a brief introduction about what would you be addressing. Then one or A or whatever it is. A report on award-winning dashboard. First, let's highlight all the points and then come back and write. So this is the dashboard. So what do you see? Positive, negative, doesn't matter. Anything you can talk about it.
There is a growth in revenue.
No. We are not talking about the performance. We're talking about the format, the dashboard. We have to talk about it. Because the question is also, this is a dummy dashboard, no? So question is saying, the winner of the engineering sector has produced a sample dashboard template for an annual review, and this is given in appendix 1. The CEO realized that the winner had a very similar objective. and wants your report to include an evaluation of why dashboard was award winning. So we have to talk about dashboard, not about the performance of Thyme. This is not the performance of Thyme. This is, I mean, they want to adopt a similar one. So we have to talk about whether this dashboard is, I mean, anyway, it is an award winning. So why did it win the award? So what features of that dashboard made it an award winning dashboard? So the question also talks about the award winning dashboard. So subject line, maybe we can change it, performance management. We'll talk about it as dashboard for performance management and measurement. So that would be, I think, appropriate. Yes. Whenever we talk about performance, first thing, almost all models about performance measurement focus on two broad categories. One is financial, the other one is non-financial. So first, if we look into that, we have financial aspect of it. We also have details about non-financial aspects. We have about design, manufacturing, delivery, market share. So the dashboard includes, first important point, dashboard includes financial parameters, non-financial parameters also. I hope I'm clear. After that, anything to talk about the time period? It is just not based on one accounting period, but a period of 3 years is taken, reasonably good. 5 years would be very good, but a time period of 3 years is taken into account, and the performance is measured for all these three periods. Based on these three periods performance, they have also attempted to take up a comparative analysis and a forecast also. Done. Then the current period being 2017, one more important aspect is there is an performance evaluation of the current period. That is, they have compared the actual implementation with the budgeted figures. So if we, the first one, financial, non-financial is fine. The second aspect, what we can talk about it is not just based on 1 year's performance, but over a period of 3 years, the performance is noted down and identified what is the performance, and the recent two accounting periods are taken and a comparative analysis is provided, and also considering the trend, they have forecasted the future period. Next, a budget variance is also calculated and included in that. So we just don't go by the absolute values. We have it as converted into percentages. We also have the forecasting given. We also have an evaluation comparing it with the budget. Shall we write? Any order, whatever order you want to write, you can write. There is no such specific pattern, because it is your perception about this particular whole situation, and how do you present your report. That is all. See, points may be up and down or here there, doesn't matter. They would count as to what are the areas you have covered. There is no defined pattern that this is the same pattern you have to follow. As you look at the dashboard, what do you understand is what you have to write. So keep on writing as many points as you first, when you write, when you are attempting this in the examination, you first jot down all the points and then start writing it. Okay. Financial. Then what did we understood? Comparative analysis for recent 2 years is provided. Then forecast for the future is given. Budget variances are provided. That is the framework part of it. Okay. Now, after we talk about the framework, within the framework, see, we have mentioned that financial parameters are used, financial aspect perspective is included. But these financial parameters or this perspective, is it reflecting their actual financial position? So the variables which they have used, what did they use? They have used under financial revenue, operating profit margin, economic value added, total shareholder return. Are they the right ones? That is what we have to talk about. See, we have discussed about the framework. Within the framework, the components which are used, now we have to comment about whether they are the right components. Okay. Under financial, see, financial, they can also talk about just give an income statement and leave it. Only see, here we have the important parts, which is revenue. There is, we don't see any mention about cost, but immediately we have the profit margin. So revenue is given in absolute figures. Of course, we can also, I mean a comparative growth percentage also can be calculated, which is, of course, they also have provided for a for the recent 2 years, 2.6% is that. Absolute values are given, and to help us further, see the recent 2 years, what is the percentage increase is given. Then operating profit is not given in terms of absolute values, but it's converted into a percentage and it is provided to us. So this also, we see that it is given as a percentage points is 0.4 percentage points. There is growth, that is what we can see. Then economic value added. The concept of economic value added is similar to RI. When we have discussed, we've discussed that. See, what is the return that is available to the investors? ROI is one parameter. After ROI is in terms of percentage. After ROI, we have RI, residual income, whether the operating profit or the profit that is available, EBIT. See, out of the EBIT, do they have sufficient amount of EBIT or operating profit to cover the cost of capital? Okay. If the RI is positive, then I mean we evaluate the performance, financial aspect of that performance to be very good if RI is positive. On similar lines, but of course there is a trademark also for EVA. EVA has further improvised on this concept. It has taken into account certain other adjustments also. Like anything which is economic in nature, those transactions. See, in case of RI is only talking about what is the operating profit minus the cost of capital, operating assets into WACC, only that part of it. But here, very intricately, anything which is non-operating in nature, any kind of an economic depreciation, accounting depreciation, all of them are adjusted. It is purely the amount of profit earned from cash transactions, considering cash transactions and operating transactions. So very detailed manner the adjustments are made and they arrive at what is NOPAT. But there in RI, it was just the operating profit. There is no adjustment made if there was any non-cash transaction, any kind of a non-operating item. So those adjustments are not made there. Straight away take the operating profit and proceed further by deducting cost of capital. Then here the cost of capital WACC is applied over. WACC is calculated on the capital employed at the beginning of the period. So during the year, any kind of an adjustment made to adjust the transactions and the net profit which is arrived, all of them are cancelled off. So add back or deduct certain things, adjustment, and then find out what is the capital employed at the beginning of the period. On that, it is calculated. So economic value added basically talks about how much is still remaining from the NOPAT. From the NOPAT, if the weighted average cost of capital is deducted, so this belongs to the, this can be taken as the retained earnings. This belongs to the equity holders, equity, ordinary equity shareholders. So EBA better talks about what amount of profits are available to the shareholders. So so they have taken the best possible measure. The revenue is an appropriate one. Operating profit margin is also good. Economic value added talks about what are the returns that would be available to the ordinary equity shareholders and what is the total amount of profits that are available to the total shareholders, all the shareholders, which is total shareholder return. The percentage is mentioned. So the parameters which are included in the financial perspective, in the financial category, are also appropriate ones. They have mentioned about what's the revenue, then they've mentioned about what is the profit margin which was realized after deducting all the expenses, operating expenses and other expenses. So we have the details about the operating profit margin, and from the operating profit margin, the weighted average cost of capital when it is deducted, what is the total amount of return available to the shareholders. The weighted average cost of capital on debt capital, if it is deducted, see how much is available to the shareholders is known. What is the total shareholders return calculated in percentage, how much of profit is available to ordinary equity shareholders is also given in absolute value. So considering all these things, the financial perspective is presented in a better manner. Of course, we can say that costs are not given. Doesn't matter what are the amounts of cost, what's the amount of profit. Ultimately, we would also end up calculating the profit margin. So that itself is given. So too many details are not included, but what is appropriate, what is needed in the situation, those items only are included. Okay. So, I mean, when we look at these parameters, we get to understand that the financial position of the organization is best presented in a summarized format, yet it covers many details. So, point by point, we'll go financial parameters. Since we have mentioned about growth, we have mentioned about forecasting. So one more time, we need not. We just have commented about what parameters are used, and are they sufficient? Yes, they are. I mean, they convey the financial perspective of the business. Anything else you think we can include? Just look into the dashboard and tell me. Then we will talk about the non-financial parameters. So under non-financial parameters, we have design related ratings, class leading products in. So there are ratings given: fuel efficiency 3. There is no variance in that. The future also will have the rating to be as 3. Noise levels also. I think there is. I mean, there is noise. There are details about noise level. Then what are the chemical emissions? Since it is into um, manufacturing of jet aircraft engines. So the technical aspects of it, um, the technical aspects are design. So how did they do in terms of designing the jet aircrafts? So the parameters that are used, the variables that are used are also appropriate. So whether the design was right in terms of fuel efficiency, noise levels, and chemical emission. Next, after designing, then we can talk about the manufacturing. Manufacturing also, um, we can see their effort um, of producing quality products. See, by talking about the percentage of orders right the first time, it is indicating about how efficient they are, or what is the productivity, what is the quality, um, aspect which is considered by them. So because that part is given percentage of orders right the very first time, so their effort towards producing defective free production can be understood. So the parameter used under manufacturing, see, they did not talk about what are the number of units produced, but rather out of the number of units produced, how many of them did not require any rework costs incurred on them. So it doesn't matter. See, of course, it would not be in hundreds and thousands of numbers. Whatever they're producing, this is aircraft engine. Whatever they have produced. So the very first time um, they have done it correctly. Whatever is the percentage times it's given. So is it a right thing or not is what we have to talk about. So percentage of orders right first time, just talk about that. And then after manufacturing, designing, manufacturing, delivery also. See, what does delivery talk about? Delivery talks about um, flexibility. See, flexibility um, which is provided to the customer. So customer is the perspective here. If we look into that, delivery is on time. So one of the reasons of customer satisfaction is, we see that the product should be of quality product. That is anyway the primary thing. But along with that, certain other customizations are also taken into account. One among them is delivery. That's why this online business has become e-commerce has become so successful, because the seller is willing to deliver at the convenient time. Of course, we are discussing about aircraft engines. It is the flexibility in terms of delivering of whenever they require. See, off late for the I mean, for us at the retail level, we see that deliveries have become so effective. You must have seen that apps are promising to deliver groceries, all those things within 10 minutes of time. So that's kind of so attractive to the consumer. Within 10 minutes is, even if we ourselves go and fetch those things also, it will take more than 10 minutes. But that is how, because that aspect of it is so very attractive. See, bringing things to their convenient place and delivering them in itself was very attractive. See, that gives them that flexibility to pick it up, collect it whenever they want it. So whenever they are available, those things are delivered. Now we see that the timings are extended up till 12 in the night also. So working people, when they come home and then want to have those items delivered to them, that is there. So flexibility plays a major role. Here delivery is on time whenever they want it. customized delivery. So when they want it on time, they were effective enough. So it is given as 88, 89 something. So here we understand that they have followed all those parameters. About a period of 3 years is taken. The comparison to the budget is given, and future what is that they are expecting. So design is one thing, because it's an aircraft engine, it should not go wrong anywhere. So that a mistake would be very dangerous. So that's fatal. So that they cannot afford, and they have done it very well. So that is what the thing is given. And um, what they have anticipated, what they have um, included in the budget, they are able to achieve without any unfavorable variance. So that is how the performance is measured. Then the manufacturing part of it, and defect free production, flexibility in terms of delivering the products. Then market share. Market share, they have almost one third or little more than one third of the market share. So it talks about they as market share as percentage of market leader. So whatever the market leader has achieved, of that they have achieved. So a comparative analysis with the market leader. So that is the appropriate thing. Non-financial parameters, the ones which are chosen, talk about their productivity and efficiency. Productivity, designing, efficiency, because orders first time, flexibility, because delivery whenever is required they were able to deliver it, and the customer aspect, if it is market share, so that is also an appropriate one. Let's make a comment about non-financial parameters. Or variables, what we can call it as. Information about design, productivity, or quality. Then we see flexibility. You can elaborate and write it. I'm just writing it briefly because I have explained. Flexibility would be deliveries. After flexibility, what else did we have? Market share. In comparison with the market leader. So these things talk about the non-financial parameters. Therefore, since it is covering the financial areas, the financial variables are the appropriate ones. The non-financial area also in detail, they have covered that. Fine. Let's look into that once again. What else can we comment about? Okay. Now, individually, each variable we have commented. Overall, if we talk about overall, Do we see overall it is good? Of course, it is an award winning, so we have to highlight about why it is award winning. So, is it covering all the areas?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Okay, so complete overall review if we talk about. Anything you would like to comment about it in a suggestions or anything, anything else? Since all areas are covered, we can understand that balanced total overall review is fine. Okay. So there is a uh, one second. Okay, now this performance. See, let's get back to time, because what is the issue in time? There are certain issues going on in time right now. Um, Times production and development are all based in country of B land. Then there's some recent events. There was a bribery scandal in the time. As a result, new CEO has been employed and she has begun major review of systems at time. So you are performance management expert. So here you are performance management expert. Okay. So you are performance management expert here. Um, And CEO has tasked you with the aiding her with the following 4 aspects. So first one, performance dashboard. So we have talked about why is it a award winning dashboard. Can this dashboard be applied at Thyme? That also we have to talk about. The CEO realized that the winner had a very similar overall objective and strategies to Thyme and wants your report to include an evaluation of why dashboard was award winning. She does not want a new dashboard for Thyme at this stage. So can this be adopted and applied here in Thyme? That is what we have to also include. I mean, the question says that why is it a award winning dashboard? As it is in the same format, can it be used at Time is what that part we have to talk about it. Okay. Um, since she is not interested to go for a new dashboard, so very specifically, is it a suitable one for Time is what we have to talk about. Do you think it is suitable? Of course, most of them are very suitable for Time also. So Time also will can adopt it for all those aspects. Any suggestions, any other things which can be which are applicable for Time not included in dashboard? Anything you can talk about? The financial any area which you want to be included. So they would be assessing as to how much hold you have on the subject. The performance measurement, once the topic starts, almost until the end, it goes on talking about how the performance is measured. So that you will be exhibiting your knowledge about how much you are aware of performance management and the aspects of performance management. So what would you like to include? As it is, adopt it there and use it there, or some changes, some other information can be included. You only identify some issues. So I'll just keep it open, keep it open. So anything which you feel appropriate, financial, non-financial, anything else. If you come across 1 or 2 points, you write also. That also would be fine. Since this is a 13 marks answer. The question is for 13 marks. Where is it? No, 15 marks. I'm really sorry. So if it is 15 marks, you will at least have to talk about 15 points. You have to talk about at least. See, each one, even if it carries one point also. So what is the order? You only decide. See, I mean, the way I looked at this particular dashboard, I have presented it. Your perspective may be different. Doesn't matter what way you write. You write the way you want. Maybe first you can talk about. See, I have categorized them as financial, non-financial. You can talk about year-wise. The presentation is good. Then get into the parameters. Oh, the way you want to write, you can write. But it's ultimately they would be looking into how many areas you have touched upon, how many points you've talked about. If there is any point of suggestion, that will have great weightage. See, if you do 1 or 2 mistakes in that, if you have mentioned it wrongly, those things will not carry marks, but the rest of them you will get. Like in mathematics, step by step, how many steps you write, that for that many number of steps you will score marks. Here also it is the same pattern. Scoring 15 marks for looking at that dashboard and talking about what is good about that dashboard will fetch you 15 marks. Okay, looks very easy to score, but believe me, it is not so very easy to score also, because in that examination tension, when you are reading through that, first time you read, 3 times you read also, question doesn't become so clear. So as you keep reading, jot down the points, then frame it and then write it. Okay. I'm just leaving that part of it. Any suggestions applicable to Thyme, you fill in that. Next comes 6 marks question, which is integrated reporting. Last week only I have taken you through what is the concept about integrated reporting. Just now also I did mention about integrated reporting. See, the reporting would include in detail information about the organization, so which is basically presented in the form of 6 different types of capital. These are the 6 different types of capital: financial, manufactured capital, which basically talks about the infrastructure, the plant, property, equipment, manufactured, if we talk about. So the equipments which are there: machines, plant, property, equipment, property, plant, equipment, PPE. Then intellectual capital, human capital, see their caliber, the skills, their intellectual abilities, all of them are considered. Human is the number of um, employees. So how many of them are there and at what skill levels are they employed, etc. Those details. Any relationship which they, or any association which they have with other organizations, trade unions, and the community at large. Then what are the resources they have, renewable and non-renewable, and how are they using those renewable, non-renewable resources? So a report about that. Why do they have to mention about it? See, there's a concept of sustainability which also has to be addressed. See, if they are using a lot of resources, see, sustainability talks about using those non-renewable resources in a manner in which they would be able to um, carry forward some of the resources for the future generations. So it has to present that aspect of it. So here they would be using fuel. So fuel efficiency, are they using lot of fuel? The resources which are non-renewable, what is their usage, etc. So these details have to be included. Now, how is the question asked here in this particular case study? The CEO also has recently been reading about integrated reporting, and in the light of this review of the dashboard, the CEO has also asked you to explain broadly the role of management accountant in providing information for integrated reporting. So you talk about the dashboard as such is not talking about 6 different types of capital. Complete information is not there. So you can also talk about integrated reporting has reports prepared on other aspects integrated with the report on the financial reports and provided. Therefore, we also, you must have done some project at your college level wherein you have downloaded annual report. So annual report is a big volume. It is just not a simple summarized financial statement, but it has many more details. So why is that those details are included? Because there are many stakeholders associated with the organization. So they are looking at some information for their benefit. So the management, when they look at the benefit of other beneficiaries or other stakeholders, they go ahead and provide these integrated reports. So you talk about what is integrated reporting basically. See, now to what extent you will write, there is nothing as such which we are asked to talk about it. The CEO wants you to talk about what is integrated reporting, because she also doesn't know it in detail. So she has read about integrated reporting, and now that is to be connected to the dashboard. So specifically as such, but otherwise the concept to be explained is not what is asked. Review of the dashboard, the CEO has also asked you to explain broadly the role of management accountant in providing information for integrated reporting. So does it have, we know, I mean, we just know some um, detailed explanation about integrated reporting, that these are the areas where it has to be included. Dashboard is not giving details about those things. Okay. Dashboard is only talking about the overall performance of the organization. But from integrated reporting point of view, dashboard doesn't have those details, isn't it? So if integrated reporting is what we are looking at, we should have details about the human resources. Of course, financial aspect is given. We do not know about the infrastructure details, property, plant, equipment. Nothing about the employees is included. There's no mention about renewable, non-renewable resources. So those suggestions can be given by you. You can include that. See, it should cover. I mean, the content should be uh, so much that it can help you score 6 marks. 6 marks is at least 6 points you have to include. If we look it from marks point of view, how would you present it? There is no specific thing as such which is asked here. So you explain it the way you want to explain it. The role of management accountant in integrated reporting. See, I think you in the first semester, the basic papers when you studied, you must have come across what is the role of management accountant. See, conventional, traditional role of management accountant was basically provide information to the management so that management takes better decisions. That traditionally that was the role. But now, of late, we see that the role of management accountant is also called as a hybrid, some term, hybrid management accountant or something. That is the term which is used, hybrid accountant. So, why is it called so? Why is it not the old, that conventional role, but why is it hybrid term? Why is it used? Is the management accountant role has changed drastically from just providing the historical information, analyze that, interpret that, and provide that information. But it has gone beyond that. There are aspects of the organization which have to be thoroughly understood by the management accountant. He should be aware of what are the new methods in accounting. He has to, anyway, his role was providing internal information, but now it has expanded to also provide external information, so he has to be aware of that. He also has to be aware of what are the new technologies, the changes in technology, the new methods that have come up. Then he has to understand about the competitive strategies of the competitors. So multiple aspects the management accountant is expected to know. So when the integrated reports are prepared, the management accountant should The management accountant should include multiple aspects of the organization, include all that information, and provide to the strategic management or strategic level of management or top management so that they can take better decisions. So, what all things should be included? You only talk about it. So, you tell me, I will write it. What can be included in the integrated reports? See, 6 different types of capital for your idea. You can focus on that. What can be included? Summarized details are very good, but anything else which can be included? This dashboard has revenue, profit, EVA, total shareholder return. But do you think something else also should be there? Like capital structure can be there. What are the what's the total amount raised from share capital? What's the total amount raised from debt capital? Um, see, they can talk about, because it's financial, they can talk about cash flows. Next, what else can be included? So these details have to be provided. So that is, so the management accountant should be able to capture this data and provide to the to the top management so that they would be able to take better decisions. So you can use this framework. You don't want to write it as 6 different types of capital. Also, you can have it in your own style. Okay, bullet points you use and write. Doesn't matter, but you can write it that way also. What's the second type of capital? Manufactured capital. So manufactured capital talks about property, plant, equipment. So the details about property, plant, equipment also what can be included in manufactured capital? Basically, details about property, plant, equipment, PPE. So we can talk about the entire aspect of human resources. The number, the ability, intellectual abilities, caliber, skills, etc. All those things will be covered there. We can talk about associations. Okay. Um, maybe that here we do not see any such thing that there is some the negative thing coming up from some group or some union or environmentalist groups, etc. So we do not see any such thing happening. So maybe those things are not relevant or needed. So what are the resources that they are consuming? So a report on sustainability can be included or something like that. See, the way you want to present it, which conveys that. See, tomorrow in the examination, it will not be a aircraft engine manufacturing business. Maybe something else can come. So whatever is relevant, whatever is suitable for that particular company, if at all if such a question comes in the exam, you should be able to talk about it. But a framework, keep it in your mind. If it is integrated reporting, many more things have to be provided in that for the benefit of the other stakeholders. But otherwise, financial reporting basically provides the summarized information. It is mostly beneficial only for the shareholders, because what is the profit that is available to them, they can understand. But other stakeholders do not get that detailed information. So for their benefit, this has to be provided. So talk about what can be included in the integrated reporting. This is worth 6 marks. After that, 12 marks, two areas are given. What's target cost and what is TQM? Calculation of the target cost and fit of this cost within the TQM approach. What is target cost? Adopt the selling price. See there, which appendix? Appendix 2. Appendix 2 has some information. Competitors price, the price that is prevailing in the market. Whenever we see that the products are homogeneous in nature, the competition is severe, many sellers are present in the market, then we see that almost all of them follow a similar type of price or same very close are the prices which are set, because in such a situation they cannot afford to lose the customers because of a wrong price decided. So they work it backwards. Normally the price is decided as cost price plus profit is equal to selling price, but they go the other way around. Selling price first accepted or adopted from the market, take it market driven price, what we call it as. They take it from the market, the profit margin what they are planning to earn, that is the profit margin is given here as 15%. Fine, deduct that and then from this price, so we get to understand what's the target cost. Then next what we do, add up all these costs. So given a chance, they would incur the cost in this particular manner for raw material, subcomponents, skilled labor, general labor, production overhead, altogether whatever, this is what they would be incurring. We need to now compare what's the actual cost, what's the target cost. So actual of the budgeted cost, whatever they would be incurring versus how much should they incur, target cost. Fine, that is what has to be done. Now let's start with that, because appendix is here. I will write it here, later on I will drag it up. So let's start with target costing. What's competitor's price? Is 2,500 less profit. Design and development cost is 150 and beginning is expected to sell approximately 1,000. Like the marketing costs are expected to be. Okay. Profit margin is 15%. So check that. we also need to know what is their actual cost now. See, they have to spend only 2125, but actually how much are they spending or budgeted or planned to spend? Raw material, subcomponent, um, so production cost, we have it as 200 plus 600 plus 625 plus 125 plus 275. So 1825. There are certain other things also mentioned here. Design and development cost is 120 million, and the engine is expected to sell approximately 1,200 units over its lifetime. So, right, design and development. $1,200,000. How much will it be? 120 million will have how many zeros? 120. After that, 6 zeros will be there.
Yes, ma'am.
So how much will it come here? Will it not be?
But only 3 zeros we are supposed to add because everything is divided by 3. So 120,000.
Divided by 1,200 units.
Yes.
So how much will it come? Will it not be very high?
No, ma'am.
How much will it be? Just tell me.
I have answered.
One followed by 4 zeros at least will be there, no?
100, ma'am.
Just tell me how. I'm really
100.
sorry about it.
Huh?
Just tell me how is it? Because my mind is not going there.
It is 120 with 3 more zeros divided by 1,000.
No, six zeros would be, no? Which is 120 million, no?
But the cost here is everything by 3 zeros already. Now.
Okay. Okay. Good. Thank you. 120 and followed by 3 zeros. Since
Divided.
3 zeros are eliminated here,
Yes.
so here also we are eliminated. Very good. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, done. Second bit. Sales and marketing costs are expected approximately 20% of selling price. Third bit, the planned selling price is expected to match the competitor's price with the brand reputation of Thyme, providing competitive. Add it up. So 2425 is the budgeted cost, or they are expected to incur 2425. So there is a cost gap. Cost gap is equal to 2,425 minus 2,125. So that comes out to be difference is 300. That's it, 300. As high quality engineering products lie at the heart of Thyme's competitive advantage, there has been a total quality management approach to the management of all resources and relationships throughout the business. Thyme currently has a project under consideration to develop a new simple jet engine which would compete in the crowded markets for small corporate jets. In order to compete in this market, it is believed that a target costing approach to this new engine would be beneficial. CEO wants you to calculate the target cost gap of the new engine using the data in Appendix 2. Next, she wants an assessment of how the use of target costing would fit within the existing TQM approach for this new engine. So, target cost gap is what we have calculated. According to target costing, see what is expected is that they take all possible measures to cut down this 300, but it should not have an impact on or effect on the quality that is provided. The simultaneous, it is just not about cost control, but along with cost control, target costing is combined with TQM. TQM's focus is on quality, total quality management, quality to the extent that there would be no defective unit included in the production. So in the process, normally when we see that in the process of cost control, the first impact what would be there is always seen on compromising on the quality. So quality should never be compromised. That term is called as value engineering. So they provide value but take all efforts to cut down on the cost. So in that process, any non-value added activity identified, that has to be eliminated. So that is how costs have to be controlled, but without having an impact on the value that is provided to the customers. We already have identified 300. See, if the price is 2500, they would be charging. Otherwise, normally they would be incurring 2425. Out of 2425, 300 has to be eliminated. So they now have to start looking at various ways. The question we are addressing, we have calculated the cost gap, calculation of the target cost gap, and fit of this cost within the TQM approach. 12 marks, lot of marks. This calculation will have two marks or 3 marks, nothing more than that. It's a simple calculation. What do we write? That's a big issue. Now, what do we write about it? This is all the information provided to us. We don't have much information to elaborate on that. See, there is a mention about what's the competition, because they are coming out with a new simple jet engine. So they would compete in the crowded market for small corporate jets. So since they are trying to establish themselves in the in that market, aircrafts market, or whatever we call it as, aviation industry. So there should be a conscious effort to provide quality products. So what can be done to cut down 300? So in-depth analysis of what are the costs that are incurred, identify any non-value added costs. Those things have to be eliminated. And because they are launching with those small corporate jets, that concept, so they cannot have any mistake made. So the value that is added to the customers should be intact, but take every effort. But how can you score so many marks? 13 marks is a lot of marks, no? Do we have any more information? So maybe you talk about 2 lines, you talk about what is target costing. So now then highlight that efforts have to be taken to cut down on 300. Then talk about what is, so at this time, the subject content comes to our help. 13 marks we have to score, but we don't have any content. So in a subtle way, focus on what is the model, what is the content given for that. When since we are finding it very difficult to elaborate on that, so TQM focuses on prevention of errors. Continuous effort is put in to improve them. It requires the participation by all and management commitment. And we have the concept of target costing, which says this is what we have done. The calculation part of it we have done. The final decision is then made to introduce the product if cost estimates are met, or reject if no further reduction can be made. So all efforts have to be put into identify non-value added activities, eliminate them, cut down on the cost. So keeping the cost under control, because it is a competitive market, they are launching a new product. Therefore, they cannot make a mistake in terms of setting the wrong price. Then talk about they should also not have any errors in the production. Take care about the research, the development, the designing, etc. Those things, but see that their costs are intact. So something like that, you talk about it, and it is not a one-time event, but it is a continuous effort to improvise on their performance. So just talk about the theoretical aspect connecting to time. Uh, Sometimes we are in that kind of situation wherein we don't have lot of content to talk about. Marks are many, so don't just repeat the same point, but very cleverly, artistically present it in a detailed fashion as much as possible. You just talk about what is that concept, and talk about how time can follow TQM. Then the last one is what are the costs of quality. See, costs of quality, there are 4 different costs of quality. We are asked to look into appendix 3. Appendix 3, quality costs identified in current year, we have given as repairs and replacement, customer relationship management, performance. The company spent $92 million in the year buying higher quality raw materials to use in the manufacture. Company's revenue is 11,500 in the current year. There are 4 different types of costs of quality: prevention, appraisal, internal failure, and external failure. See, we have to talk, no, target costing and TQM is 12 marks. So 6, maybe you can take it as 6 for that. And costs of quality, if we have to talk about costs of quality. A list of costs are given. The new engine project has further raised the profile of quality as a board issue at Thyme, and the CEO wants your advice in this issue. She has gathered data in appendix 3 for this exercise on the quality costs in the current year. She would like you to use this information to categorize. Okay, we have to talk about under each category, what are the things which come under each category. First one is the prevention. Then we have appraisal. Then we have internal failure costs. And then finally, we have external failure costs. Categorize these costs. She's happy that she has identified that prevention costs are complete, but is worried that some of the possible costs for the other 3 categories are missing and needs suggestion of the cost areas to be examined to identify these missing items. Finally, she needs advice on the relative importance of time of each of the 4 categories. Let's take this one down to appendix 2, and there we'll fit there. 3. Repairs and replacements under customer warranties, where does it come? Warranties and all, where will it come? Let me first write. See, uh, when they are meeting the warranty, based on warranties, when they are meeting repairs and replacement, it means that the product was defective. It was already sold to the customer. Customer has come back for some repairs and replacement. So this is part of external failure. Customer relationship management, complaint handling. Okay, there are complaints from the customers because it was not up to the mark. So this is also external failure. Then comes performance testing of final assembly. Final assembly performance testing. Testing, quality testing, inspection, all that will go under appraisal. Next, performance testing of subcomponents from suppliers. Subcomponents from suppliers. While they are assembling the product, so as the work is being carried on, because subcomponents are purchased from suppliers and these subcomponents have to be assembled to make the final product. At that time, they are taking up the testing. So as the process is going on, appraisal. Cost of reinspection after repairs arising from final assembly testing. So where will it come? The final product is produced, but the only thing is it is not delivered to the customer. Before that only, re-inspection. Inspection is appraisal, re-inspection after repairs arising from final assembly testing. Internal failure cost. Training is always prevention. Beforehand measures which are taken. So this is prevention. Maintenance of inspection equipment. So checking on the equipment, this will be prevention. Notes, the company spent 92 million in the year buying higher quality raw materials to use. So this is also a prevention. Very cautious in terms of acquiring the right quality of material. This is also prevention. The company's revenues were 11,500. So prevention costs, we have 3 prevention costs. Appraisal 2 are there. So I'm just writing the figures because time is up. Under this category prevention, we have one is 11, second one is 36 and 92. I'm just writing the figures. I'm not and under appraisal, how many 2 are there? 110, then 28, no? Huh. Next, internal failure cost. Only one is there. Only one, 95 is there. Then external failure, 2 are there. 223 and 56. Okay, categorizing is fine, but okay, after categorizing, what else are we asked to talk about? she is happy that prevention costs are complete, but is worried that some of the possible costs of the other three categories are missing and needs suggestion of cost areas to be examined to identify these missing items. Finally, she needs advice on the relative importance of to time of each of the relative importance. So, if we are asked to talk about the relative importance, you have to theoretically explain about 4 different types of costs. So, what is the importance of 4 of them? Prevention efforts are taken up to ensure that the production is without any defective. Prevention, all possible measures which are taken. So important areas is about training provided to the employees for acquiring the right kind of material, um, coming up with the right design. So the designing itself is taken care of it, so that no mistake would be included while the production is going on. Testing costs from as the production is going on, the testing part of it has to be done. So quality inspection, testing, randomly picking up and then testing on that. Internal failure, the final product which is produced is defective, therefore cost of reworking has to be done. External failure, repair and customer service that are provided to during that warranty period. Explain that. So that I think it should be give you 4-5 marks, 4 points, 1 mark. Then categorizing 3-4 marks, you should score that. Why is she worried? She's worried about prevention are fine, but others are not fine, isn't it? That is what she is worried that some of the possible cost for the other 3 categories are missing. What can be missing? Appraisal. Appraisal. Appraisal, 2 items are there. What are they? Appraisal, we have performance testing of final assembly, performance testing of subcomponents. Only subcomponents is tested, but other material is not tested. Some suggestion you have to come out with. The subcomponents are tested, other material is not tested. The quality inspection, no quality aspects of it is not tested. If we talk about internal failure, internal failure is cost of rework, cost of reinspection after repairs arising from the final assembly is given. What else can be there? Because she wants some suggestions here, so we have to come out with suggestions. As part of internal failure, costs arising from failure to meet quality standards before the product service reaches the customer. So rework cost, anyway, that part is no, it is re-inspection cost. Redoing that work, rework, or how much is wasted, that is scrap cost also comes here. Under external failure, warranty guarantee, that part of failure to meet quality standards after the product service reaches. Come out with suggestions. So scrap is not included. External failure, warranty period, 2 things are there. Customer relationship. What can be included under external failure? And we see external failure costs are quite high, 279. Others have fine. So that will have a reputation risk is there. So reputation would get affected. So if the reputation gets affected, they would lose their sales. Now this is this market is quite delicate. So reviews are considered a lot. These are not like consumer goods. purchasing aircraft, the next buyer, when they want to buy, they would go through the reviews. Reviews is because they are very high here. We see that a review also would be to that extent. So there would be loss of reputation. So under prevention, she's fine. Appraisal, she's not fine. So what suggestion can be given under appraisal? What did we decide? Quality inspection of the raw material, that can be taken up under appraisal. Internal failure, scrap is not included. How much are they wasting? Wastage, scrap, reworking costs. Here we see warranty and customer relationship is maintained, but maybe we can talk about reputational risk, that is loss of sales. Okay, so that should give you 13 marks throughout the answer, because it's all report, and every stage it is your advice which is asked. So very carefully, very neatly present your answer, write your advices in an appropriate manner and present that. So that should give you 50 marks. If you can do this one, you will pass in the the chances that you can pass in the exam are quite bright. So all of us together, we took 2 hours to do one case, all of us together. There you have to fight the battle all by yourself, but you cannot afford to take 2 hours, so you have to practice a lot. So have a perfect hold on the subject content, then I think you will be able to do it better in the examination. Fine. Any doubts? I'll take a photo of those who are present. Ma, today so many are present. Morning slots are very attractive, I guess. So you say we will have class next week also? Because those who have finished the subject content are not taking. So we will be taking anything. If we have a class, I will do one more case study. That's it. If we don't meet, I don't know we are meeting or not. If we meet again, we'll do a class. Otherwise, keep studying well. I am assuming we will meet because your exams are July. That's what you said. So if we are coming back again, maybe the areas which we have not touched, like Six Sigma, we have not touched. Maybe we can take up a question from EVA exclusively. Something like that we'll do. Okay. Anything else? Okay, then okay. So let's end the session here. Good day.